Hi, good morning, everyone. I'm very honored to be here, very excited. I'll correct you after. We're the first largest supplier of the chain, and we're the fourth biggest supplier of the whole market. But I prepared a presentation, and let's start away. So, hi, everyone. I'm Korin. I'm from SHUFERSAL. I'll have a small presentation, a short presentation about the food market. Let's start with Israel. Israel is a very diverse country, a land of many faces. It's a very young country. It was established in 1948. Its main cities are Jerusalem, Tel Aviv, and Haifa. Every city is very different from one another. We have a very unique mix of cultures, of habits, of views. You can walk in one street and see an ultra-Orthodox marching with an Arabic person and an LGBT community member, both in the same street. So it's a very dense and unique puzzle of cultures. A little bit of demographics. So 75% of Israelis are Jewish, 20% are Arabic, both Muslim and Christian. The language is Hebrew, which is one of the oldest languages in the world. Amongst the Jews, 45% of Israeli Jews are secular, and the rest are somewhere between conservative to religious and Orthodox. Zev spoke a little bit about the currency. So we have a very strong currency, the new Israeli shekel, which is strong versus the euro and the dollar. I spoke earlier, 75% of Israelis are Jews, and most of them, at least at home, eat kosher. So these are the chains in the Israeli market, the most prominent chains. And as you can see, the vast majority of them sell kosher. You'll have a presentation about kosher afterwards, so I leave that topic to Mr. Rabbi Hoffman. But as you can see, the vast majority of the market is selling kosher. Zev spoke about the Israeli economy. You can see some measures of the Israeli economy. It's a strong economy. We've entered the COVID crisis in a very good situation, economic situation, both GDP-wise and employment rates. A little bit about what COVID has done to the economy. You can see we've been affected, but we've been affected less in comparison to other countries in Europe, for example. Our GDP has shrunk less than other countries, and the forecast for next year is quite optimistic. You can see that the consumer expenses shifted towards in-home or indoor activities. There's quite a shift in food purchases, and obviously a decrease in expenses of restaurants, hotels, and traveling. When looking about food, at food expenses, you can see the shift is in the mix. Actually, the food expenses have not risen altogether. It's quite stagnant. But the shift has moved to domestic purchases from out-of-home purchases. You can see people spend more in retail and markets, and less than at out-of-home purchases. Food retail in Israel in 2020. So the food market has risen in 9.2%. This is completely coming from a quantity change. The price index has not changed at all. The whole change is coming from a quantity change. People just bought more in the food retail market. This is quite a peak. You can see the average category growth in the past decade or so. You can see that it's a moderate growth, but in the last year, the COVID has impacted the retail market quite favorably. This is the split of players in the market. This is an estimation based on financial reports for 2020. You can see that SHUFERSAL is the largest retailer and growing, and it's accountable for about 50% of the total market growth. The second largest chain is Rami Levy, which also enjoyed quite a nice growth this year. When looking at where this growth is coming from, there is quite a consumer shift to e-com or online food purchasing. Israel is quite strong in online food commerce. SHUFERSAL is the most mature and the most prominent e-commerce food site. And we enjoyed the investment that we've done in the past couple of years in this field. We've grown 52% in a very mature e-commerce market, which currently touches between 20 and 30% of our value sales share. Some consumer trends. I've split it to before COVID and after COVID, because this is 2019 is what I call the normality, or the trend of the actual consumer preferences. You can see that the market is premiumizing. You can see that these are the fastest growing categories in the FMCG market in 2019. You can see a vast and rapid growth in coffee capsules, in functional drinks, in premium cheese and premium cookies. You see that the consumer preferences are going towards a more premium product segments. Just a second. These are two categories that I wanted to highlight that are very rapidly growing in the past 5 years or so. Protein and rich products, you can see the category growth in the past 5 years is a very, very strong double digit. And milk alternatives, you can see the premium, which is also enjoying a very fast growth. This is obviously before COVID. In 2020, we see a shift towards COVID-related or COVID categories. You can see the premium products enjoying the growth also in 2020, but categories like home improvement, COVID products like detergents and disinfectants, and home cooking, which enjoyed a very fast growth in 2020. And now a peek about SHUFERSAL. SHUFERSAL was launched in 1958. We're a publicly traded company in the Tel Aviv Stock Exchange, and we're the largest retailer, as you've already seen, and growing. We are at 15 billion shekels this year in 2020. We are a group. So we have the retail formats, we have the mass market retail formats, which are the SHUFERSAL stores in various formats, in convenience stores and in discount stores. We have an Orthodox segment, we have a health chain, and also a farm chain that we've acquired 3 years ago, which is called B. We also have a very, very strong online business, as you've already seen, a travel business, a real estate business, and a loyalty and credit card division. So we are really a unique case in the online food business. We actually have the highest share worldwide in online. It's over 20% of our total sales in 2020. And we have grown we're growing very, very fast. We've grown 52% in 2020 with the help of the COVID culture, where people moved to, shifted to e-com ordering. And we hold about 70% market share in at least in the food e-commerce, but also in non-food. Our private label is the biggest private label in Israel, obviously, and it's actually the 4th largest supplier in the total market and growing rapidly, much faster than the other players in the market. You can see we are here in the 4th place. We have over 5,000 products in all product categories of the market, from food to near food to non-food. We're actually 30% of SHUFERSAL's share today, and I'll highlight a few categories in which we are leading in the market. So we are a leader in coffee capsules. We've reached a 40% market share in the chain. We've launched a year ago Swiss aluminum coffee capsules, a very premium product, which is very successful in the chain. We're holding over 70% market share in the premium cheese category with our cheese market collection. And we are very strong in innovation. We're actually launching over 700 products yearly. These are some of the innovations that happened in 2020. This is ready-to-cook rice, flavored rice, Mediterranean style. Our food substitute series that have been launched this year. We've actually launched 3 different lines in meat substitutes, which is also a fast-growing categories. We've launched a COVID launch, I call it. It's a disinfected line with a 99.9 bacteria elimination. We are the largest health brand in the entire market. This is an organic and free from brand called SHUFERSAL Green. This is our Passover line, so we have an in and out lines, and maybe Rabbi Hanfman will elaborate about Passover later on. And we are a very significant food importer. We're importing from over 40 countries today, and we're always looking to innovate. We're always looking for new and exciting products to our lineup to be the first one to introduce it to the consumers. And we are also on our way to become a food exporter. So we're basically a one-stop shop to whomever wants a kosher solution. We basically have everything in one place, from frozen to fresh to dry foods, everything in the kosher food world. And that's it. Thank you. I appreciate this opportunity. I hope we can stay in touch and meet in the Gulf Food next month. Yep. And best of luck to everyone. Thank you.